All right, so race is over from the 24-hour. Figured I'd do a quick video, go over the bike, how it performed, and plus how the race went for us. I also want to go in here and check this spark plug, see how that looks, because last time right before the race, it was at the dealership, and they said the plug was really oil soaked, and they think that's part of why it wasn't idling very well. I can tell you during the race, bike ran perfect, idled really well, so I'm curious to see what this plug looks like. For right now though, let's go ahead and talk about the race. It was a 24 hours race of Starvation Ridge, which is outside of Goldendale, Washington. We ran in an open amateur class, 6 of us on a team. Most of us are over 30, but my brother and his friend are under 30, so we had to run the open class. And out of 14 teams, we came in 4th. So at one point we were fighting for 3rd for a bit, but we had some guys with a little bit slower lap time, so we dropped back. We made a hard push at the end trying to catch them, and we started chipping away at the times, but we couldn't quite seal the deal as soon as the 24 hours were up. Onto the bike though. Bike ran really good. Had some day laps, had some night laps. I had some really good laps. Normally I'm not as fast as my brother, but I was keeping his pace as far as our lap times, which was really cool to see, and tells me that I'm gelling really well with this bike, which makes me excited for more racing on it. No issues the whole time. Bike ran great. Lots of power. So much fun. We had a lot of really high, fast speed fields, and this thing just ate them up. It was great. So a lot of fun there. I do have some concerns though for the night racing. I got set up with Cyclops for one of their Explorer lights, which are a 28-watt draw light. And in testing with them up there, looked like everything would be fine. Wasn't really dropping any voltage at all, just sitting there with a little bit of throttle while the light was hooked up, so we thought we'd be good. My second night lap, however, right near the end of the lap, I was putting in a really hard lap, really good time. It was our fastest night lap out of everyone, and bike started to run really poorly right at the end. So it was at mile 19, and it was a 22 mile loop, which kind of had me concerned because I was putting in a great lap. I didn't want to break down out there, but it started to feel like it was fouling, and that was kind of surprising. It just was bogging out, and then power would come back. I looked down at the switch for the light, which is lit up, usually green if everything's good, but it will have a red if there's a problem. It's the same light I run on my helmet, and so the red on the helmet light tells me that the battery is about to die. So when I saw the red light on the switch for the bike, I went ahead and turned the light off and only ran my helmet light, and the bike woke right back up. So on a 28-watt draw at about 45, 47 minutes into the race, my second lap, it was acting like there wasn't enough power. So that's telling me the stator cannot keep up with it, which is really sad to see because I need good lighting for the night races. So I have to either find a better stator or find someone to rewind this one to get it cleared up. Other than that though, again, bike ran great. Suspension's pretty good. I'm still gonna send it off to JBI down in California to have him do the valving and make it just that much better. But I have no complaints. This bike is a lot of fun to ride. So with that being said though, let's get in here and see what that plug looks like, because I am worried about that a little bit. Plus that night lap was my last lap. So it's the last time this bike's been ridden. So it kind of gave me an idea if the plug was fouling or how it's looking. So luckily with this new bike, accessing this tank, removing it is really easy. You've got your center bolt up here. That mounts the tank down. Pop that guy off. Bring this camera around so you can see. All right, and then we disconnect our fuel pump connection. Nice and easy. And then down here, and just like on our TPI bikes, you've got this connection down here. A little bit different spot. This is nicely hidden behind the frame, but just push in the button and separate. The fuel comes out. That's also where your fuel filter is. That doesn't matter right now. Okay, moving on to the front. And what we're going to do is get in here and just remove these two shroud bolts on each side. One thing I will say, coming to a KTM off of other bikes, they do some things really nice. This is one of them. I am bummed you have to remove the tank to get to the spark plug, but at least they made it really easy to remove the tank. And the thought behind that, I'm assuming, is you shouldn't have to remove the tank. You shouldn't have to get to the spark plug. Okay, so then one thing I noticed, these guys have like little latches on them. When you go to remove the tank, let's pull that off. There's like little hooks down on here. If you can see that, you want to pull out on both sides. So. Separate your front up there. Make sure those are out. And there we go. And then we have access to the spark plug now. Really happy they went back to a traditional two-stroke plug, BR8ES, or you can run a BR8EIX if you want to do an Iridium plug. That's what I will be doing. All right, and plug looks pretty good. See if we can get a little light on there. All right, so it's a little wet, but it's probably because I idled it for a bit after I started it, like after I washed it. But it looks pretty good. Looking down in there, a lot of tan. Not too bad at all. Really don't know how well this camera's picking it up, but that's pretty good. So, all right, I mean, that looks pretty good. I have no complaints on that at all. Pretty happy with it. So I'm gonna put it back together, but overall, bike ran really good for me. I was very happy. Race went really well. It was pretty much where we were kind of thinking we would be, and it was fun to hang out with family, friends, see all of my race friends there, and just have a good weekend. So if you have any questions on the bike, anything else you want to know, shoot me a message, let me know.